Hey, Jade. Dave Pantelli. I know we've never met. I'm the guy you hired to go service your property out there on Ranch Road in Scottsdale this past week. Sorry it took me a minute to get back with you to get you an invoice. I just had a really crazy busy week. Um, I wanted to touch base with you about the invoice that I've attached to this email. I never know in advance how customers are going to respond to our charges. I try to be fair, middle of the road. I don't price gouge, that's for sure. I know my competitors would have had a heyday with some of these items, even though they're technically fall into the handyman category. It took us a couple of trips out there, about a day and a half total, to get these issues resolved for you out there. And I'm not saying any of this was a pretext designed to hyper uh, excel the charges. I just want to give you an explanation as to what the charges are and why. I know they're, as I said, they're technically handyman stuff. But sometimes, repairs like to the cabinetry there. If I could have gone out there with a couple of hinges in hand and done a little bit of work on those cabinets, I would have charged you a few bucks. But as it turns out, those cabinets took a specialty hinge that I had to actually find and drive to and go purchase. What we did on the cabinets is we took the hinges off. The cabinets were in need of pretty severe repair. The screws had all stripped out of the holes there, and the doors were basically ready to fall off the cabinets. I mean, they were loose and rickety, and just putting a couple of screws in it wouldn't have fixed it. The hinges were broken. I still have the broken hinges here from. I don't know if it was from other people trying to repair them or just from the weight of the doors being on them for so long that caused them to snap. But bottom line is, we took and we filled those holes where the new hinge screws would go, with liquid wood and let that cure overnight while I went and found the hinges and bought them and got them back up there so we could put the new hinges on and have them with something sturdy to drill into to put the new screws on. So that got done. There was some issues with your AC unit and some holes in it where mice were, according to your tenants, they were concerned or had seen mice or small rats. I'm not sure. Going in to the unit, we had seen some evidence of maybe small rodents chewing on the foam insulation and tape around that stuff. So we did repair work sufficient to close that hole off so they couldn't get inside your condenser and to make sure that wasn't a lingering issue. We also took the fence post off. There was a fence slat off. There was a fence slat that was broken and splintered, beginning to rot. We took that off, bought a new one, and of course we had to stain that. And when we stained that one to match the other ones, the rest of them looked really bad because there's this new one that was stained. So we sanded and stained all the slats there. We didn't take a lot of time on that, and I didn't charge you a lot for that part of the repair. We also repaired the latch on that gate so it would close properly and align properly, and also the fireplace. We spent quite a bit of time trying to fix both those fireplaces. We were only able to fix one. There was just a lot of buildup of carbon and sediment and some adjustment needed on the pass through button that allows that thing to prime to pilot up. So we did some repair work on that and got that thing up and running. At the end of the day, I had a technician out there for almost a day and a half. I don't know, maybe a little less than that. Two trips out. Um, we spent between the gas I spent going to get the hinge and two trips out there for him. I mean, we spent like $60 in gas alone. Then the hinges, and then the cost of the slat, the stain, and other minor repair parts that we latch for the gate. All in all, I think we were at somewhere around 75, $80 for materials. So then you got gas and what I paid him. So adding $100 to my cost, just my cost on this job, adding $100, which is not a lot of money for me to make for a day and a half invested on a job, comes to $440. I didn't itemize it out this much for this, and this. I just took my cost, my gas, my material costs, my wage paid to the guy that went out there, and added $100 to it. That's extremely fair. I hope you agree with that. And again, I say this trepidatiously because a lot of times people who have us doing handyman work think, well, that's just a few bucks for this, a few bucks for that, and indeed, sometimes it is. Had I been able to go out there with hinges in hand and we're just put new hinges on, I'd have probably charged you. This bill would be about $80 less. But like I said, I had to find the hinges, go buy the hinges. Second trip out there to put them on, But like a cabinet company would have charged you with the wood repair we did and the liquid wood and boring out. A cabinet company would have charged you $300 alone just to do that. So you can look at the glass half empty or half full if you want, but all in all, for the repairs we did, had to call a gas repair company out or a fireplace company out, that would have ran you $250 for what we did. So you can look at it that way, or wish you could have got a little bit less. Like I said, I think I'm being fair. I hope you agree. I've attached to a separate email a Square invoice that you can go online and pay for the $440. I appreciate if you can do that as soon as you can. I like to get these things wrapped up, and I don't, even after you process that payment, I won't see it for 2 or 3 days. So, but appreciate you giving us an opportunity to do some work. I do belong to iTrade. On a different day, different types of work, I can work with you on that level. This just wasn't one of them. I had too much cost involved in this to do an iTrade deal with it. So I hope you're pleased with the work. What I did, I stand behind. If there's any issues with the repairs, anything you're not happy with, whatever, I'll go back out there, no charge. I stand behind my customers. I've been behind my work. I've been in business here for going on 30 years. Pretty established, got a good reputation, and I hope you'll call us up again. And I'm not sure what you do for iTrade, what your business is, but if you'll let me know, maybe I can use your business, whatever you do. I like to do that with people that use us, use them too. So let me know on that too. Give me a call if you have any questions, comments, concerns. And thanks for watching the video. I didn't want to type all this. It would have taken me a couple hours to type everything I just told you. So I appreciate you hearing me out. You got my number if you need to talk to me about anything. But again, thanks for letting us service your needs, and I hope to hear from you again soon. All right. See you later. Have a good day.